I realized something, I've been thinking, I feel like all my videos, they have the same intro. Usually me just rambling about something, then an abrupt segue into the topic framed as a question and usually accompanied with piano music. I mean, nothing wrong with it, just something I realized. Anyway, old series, this one, a staple to the channel, some would say, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Welcome to the 5 biggest unsolved mysteries in lore thus far in Honkai Star Rail. Yep, bringing that, dragging this lifeless corpse of an idea over to this games. Star Rail naturally has a lot of unsolved mysteries. Some matter, some don't. That's kind of the weird thing about this game. There's no real use in deep diving into the lore of a planet when it, it won't matter in like a year. I mean, my nigga, do you see a Bellabog video on this channel? I mean, to be fair, when Bellabog was out, I was in a completely different state of mind with regards to this game.
Should we cheat the game? Let's try and cheat the game, bro. My March is kinda underleveled, but maybe we'll get away with this. Let's see. I actually have a rather good feeling about this. There's something in the air. I don't know. It makes me feel joyful. Like, bro, I'm about to convert some people to Christianity, bro.
Anyway, kicking off our list, the 5th biggest unsolved mystery. What were the Dusk Wars? Before there were humans, before there were Pathstriders, before there were Emanators, and before there were Aeons, there was them. The Leviathans. They existed in a sea of cosmic nothingness, and very little is known about this ancient race, thanks to Enigmata rewriting the history books surrounding them. All we know for certain is that they ate on nebulas and cosmic dust. They were once numerous and dominated the universe, until the Dusk Wars happened, and following this described catastrophic event, nearly all the Leviathans were wiped out, leaving Ouroboros the Veracity as the sole Leviathan in the entire universe. So what were these Dusk Wars and who wiped out the Leviathans? We don't know. Enigmata has really zeroed in on this time period as a subject for rampant misinformation, as we know nothing about it. Even the IPC describes it as a blank period, and then incorrectly states Leviathans went extinct as soon as Klapoth ascended. Enigmata's efforts with regard to this time period adds to the intrigue surrounding the Dusk Wars, but leave us with one big question. What exactly was capable enough to wipe out an entire race? One would surmise the Aeons, but again, the Aeons didn't exist when this war happened, and if it was a civil war amongst the Leviathans, then why, through heaven and through earth, does only one Leviathan exist in contemporary times? It's for all these unanswered questions, the mystery of what were the Dusk Wars remains blues. Clues. The 4th greatest mystery in Star Rail. Who is the Trailblazer? The Trailblazer is not real. Not in the way one might think, or maybe they are, and you also think Pinocchio is real. The Trailblazer is not a human or a member of any other species. They are a puppet, an artificial being, created for the sole purpose of hosting a Stellaron, a mere piece in Elio's chess game he fucking thinks he's having against my nigga Nanook. The reason the body is able to host the Stellaron is thanks to the power of an Aeon. What Aeon? We don't know, but due to that Aeon, the Trailblazer is immune to Stellaron contamination. Now, before the Trailblazer joined the Express, it seems they traveled with at least Kafka to some extent. I know people like to jump on the claim, oh, the Trailblazer used to be a Stellaron hunter, but they just don't remember it. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but why does no one else remember it? All these wanted posters by the IPC, I don't see one for the fucking Trailblazer yet, so yeah, I don't know if they were a Stellaron hunter, but they were obviously close with them. The Trailblazer knew and followed Kafka for a time, long enough to where they eventually met Blade, who said he remembers us. Silverwolf calls us an old friend in the guest book, which by default means Firefly knew of us as well. That aside, questions such as how long has the Trailblazer lived, which Aeon helped to create the Trailblazer, and what the ultimate goal for the Stellaron they're housing is, all remain blues. Clues. The 3rd greatest unsolved mystery. What is the 3rd way an Aeon can die? Aeons, despite their overwhelming powers, akin to a force of nature, can die. Kafka told us of 2 ways Aeons can die. The first is paths collide and the broader one eats the little one, such as The way and the order was, consumed by Sheepei the Harmony. The second way an Aeon can die is it straight up just gets killed. Take old Tazeroth, guy got jumped by like 7 Aeons. He's still kicking there, kind of. Now, as for the third way an Aeon can die, we don't know. Kafka never told us and seemingly avoided answering the question. However, we may be able to speculate and deduce, as the goal of the Stellaron Hunters is ultimately to prepare for the big war against the Aeon Nanook of Destruction, and while they have seemingly sought the help of one Aeon who helped craft the Trailblazer, it seems like for the most part, they're on their own, meaning they as humans will be facing Nanook, presumably with the help of other humans and maybe even Emanators, but not with other Aeons. A key piece to their plan is the Trailblazer with the Stellaron, but again, they aren't an Aeon, meaning if they want to kill Nanook, which they will most certainly be attempting to do, they will have to do so without an Aeon, which, so far as we know, isn't possible, given the first 2 ways an Aeon can die involves multiple Aeons. So, what is this third way? We simply don't know, which is odd, because many Aeons have gone missing for unknown reasons. Idrilla, Ouroboros, Akivili, Long. But why? We don't know, which is why the question of what is the third way an Aeon can die remains blues. Clues. The second biggest mystery in the game, probably first to, some if not most people. Who is March 7th? A girl once found floating through space and ice. She was picked up by the Express and once coming to, named herself on the date she was found, March 7th. As she has no memories of her prior life. She doesn't know who she is, nor how she came to be encased in ice floating through space. Her real name is unknown. Now, what's odd about March is her past is being gate-kept from her, as her memories were sealed by an Aeon, no less.
Glowswather? You mean Fuli the Remembrance? Are they the Aeon connected to my past? No, it's too early to draw such a conclusion. All I can say is that it was very likely an Aeon that sealed away your memories. When the messenger spoke of protection, perhaps she meant the following. By sealing away your memories, the Glowswather wasn't attempting to harm you, but to shield you from the memories themselves.
When Fu Xuan attempted to help March uncover her past, the Garden of Recollection stepped in and got involved, and warned March time and time again that her past memories will bring her nothing but pain, and that she should leave the past in the past. Further adding to the March debacle is her invalid rating of the rating gun, which is only reserved for special cases like potential emanators. What's more, Black Swan has told us she knows a memo keeper who loves to record memories on a camera. The problem with this quote, and if it's referring to March, is Black Swan is speaking in the present tense, and March is not in the present tense, at least a fucking memo keeper. But regardless, there could be some connection, but what that connection is, and who is March 7th, remains blues. Clues. Now, as for the greatest mystery in Star Rail, something that even keeps Dr. Ratio awake at night, what is the cause behind the fall of Akivili? Akivili, the Aeon of the Trailblaze, the Aeon closest with humans, hailed from the planet of Pengana, created the Astral Express for the sole purpose of traveling and connecting distant galaxies with one another. And connect the galaxies it would, and for many Amber eras, Akivili would travel with mortals, fight with mortals, and celebrate with mortals. But then, something happens. Quote, "There are 3 directions on the compass of destiny: the unknown, the known, and the unknowable. They can tolerate the unknown, but will never bow to the unknowable. Akivili left the isolated world of Pengana and continued to expand the unknown edges of the universe, trying to find an endpoint to the Tree of Existence. Unfortunately, Akivili's destiny was abruptly ended due to an accident." I don't know, this whole thing just gives me Jimmy Hoffa vibes. What this accident is, we don't know. Why it seemingly came out of nowhere, we don't know. Is Akivili still alive? We don't know. The only person in the entire universe who knows the answer to all of these questions is Nos. Which is why the question of what caused the fall of Akivili remains closed. God damn, nigga. Fuck if he like it, but he gon' respect the scriptures. Yeah,